Hello, everyone. This is Martin here, and I'm back for another terrific presentation. Looking forward to getting back on the job here. I've been away for a couple of weeks on holidays, and as summer here in the Western Hemisphere is winding down, we're talking about here in Toronto, Canada. We're in the last couple of, actually, the last week of summer here. It's been a terrific hot summer, so it's sort of sad to see that go, but anyways, back to work for this very exciting Forex season that's up ahead of us. And today I'm looking at trading opportunities for the week of September the 19th to the 23rd. Before I start, just the main news event for this week is the FOMC statement, and that's when we're going to find out whether the Fed in the United States is going to either raise its interest rate or it's going to hold steady. I believe interest rates are not going to change at this point in time, perhaps later this year, but and also, there's the consensus is that the U.S. will not change at this point in time, but you never know. So just keep that in mind. If there's at all, even if the Fed does not change its interest rate, if the talk that comes out of the meeting seems to be very positive, then that's also going to stimulate the U.S. dollar, which will have a negative effect on the currencies trading against it. So just keep that in mind. That comes out on Wednesday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon here Eastern Standard Time. That's Toronto, Canada. And the other news event is the New Zealand dollar will also take a look at its interest rate. That decision comes out at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, also on Wednesday. So those two events could be key drivers to causing some of the currencies to fluctuate pretty good. And this week, the main theme is that currencies on the major pairs close to support and resistance areas, and we're going to be looking at pairs to see if they either bounce off the support or resistance or break out of the support and resistance areas. We're going to take a look at them starting with the Euro USD. Okay, here with the Euro USD, we can see that this is the weekly chart right here, and basically, I'm saying that price has gone sideways. It's not really moving that much, and we kind of have to just wait and see. Um, and you can see last week we had a huge bearish engulfing candle, so price could indeed come back down a little bit lower to this area right here, or price may from this area bounce up and go higher or break out below this area. I'm going to switch to the daily chart, which will give you a much better, closer look. And let's take a look. Okay, you can see that right here. So last week on the Friday, we had a huge bearish candle. As a matter of fact, the price action for last week was let's go back 6 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oop, I just want to move this vertical line over, which does indicate the start of the previous Friday there. Okay, so that should be right there. Okay, so this is what happened last week. We were in a sideways ranging market right here. You can see not much happened. Then all of a sudden on Friday, we had a huge down day. So we are now at the support, and there's kind of a confluence. There's a 200 moving average with the red dotted line. This is the 50 simple moving average right here. We did break the trend line, but we are stuck at support. And really, what I'm saying is, will price be moving? Will price be coming like moving higher off the support? Will price come down to this longer term trend line? I've drawn that in for you right here. So we can either see price, if price breaks the support zone here, price could come down lower. See the previous swing low to your left, right over here. Okay. And so at this point in time, right here, and I will just draw another support area. Okay, so right about there, we could look at price either breaking down lower from this point on, or again price bouncing up off of this. Okay, and same thing here. Price may may indeed bounce off the 200 because the euros is trading against the US. Remember, the FOMC decision is coming out on Wednesday, so this may indeed just go sideways until Wednesday, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so the next pair, and again, you can see we did have a breakout on the LEOD charts, but we are stuck at the 50. So caution if you're going to take a sell trade right here, and if price does go lower, okay, then we can expect price to kind of come all the way down here. So there's still room for movement once it clears the previous swing low here. Okay, the British Pound USD weekly. You can see here again, this is the weekly chart. Let me just, okay, look at that. Isn't that a classic example of range bound? And it's hard to tell when prices in range bound um, price action until we get further into the price action. So here we had one bounce low, then one touch up here, and then another touch here and a touch. So past this point right here, we could almost have said, or even past here, we could have said that we are in a range trading mode. And again, we watch price go up here. Again to the resistance. Now price, I do expect price to come down further. So my bias is to the sell side. Let me just and we did have a bearish pin bar here on the weekly candle. I can move that out of the way just for you to see. See that's a bearish pin bar, then kind of a big, huge bearish candle right here. So I expect some further price movement to the downside to the next support area, and I'm going to do this now. Let me move this. So this is what happened last week. Okay, right there. So down, 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 and price is now broken to 50. So we are in a sell mode, looking for price to go further down. However, remember, this was a huge downward movement. We may have, and again, just take a look to the left. You see, again, we had almost an identical price pattern right here. Huge down movement on the daily chart. Then look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 small teensy wincy candles all the way down to the support area. So we could almost expect that to be to do that the same way as here on the left. So again, once price comes down to here, we can expect the price to break through to the downside or price to break up to the upside. I kind of feel that price may come down lower and then bounce back higher. Okay, so you can either take a sell trade now. Your stop would have to be up here though, okay, so kind of a long way, or just wait for a bit of a retracement, then look for selling opportunities to the downside, or wait for this key turning area right here, this key area, 12800, 12850, where price may come back down, bounce higher. Okay, now we are in, and again, look at this on the LEOD. We had a price breakdown below the yellow bottom line here. And again, take a look here. So price definitely, we could, like I said, we could take a sell trade right now and just keep in mind the previous swing low here to the left. So if price goes down lower, and I believe it would, that's still good for at least 110, 120 pips. Okay. Now we get to the Australian US dollar. Here's the weekly. Let me just, okay, this is the weekly chart. Let me just zoom in just a wee bit. Okay, and you can see um, over the last month or so, price did hit a high. It's come down every week since then, and I believe price is going to come down a little bit lower. We have a huge area of confluence. Take a look at this area. I'm going to switch to the daily chart to show you what I mean. So right now, I believe price is going to either come down a wee bit more and then either bounce up higher or break down lower. This is a long-term trend line. You can see I've joined the bottom here, another swing low here. So just extended that line, and I can expect price to come down lower. But the daily chart will show you this massive area of confluence where I think is going to come down lower, but it's going to bounce higher. So right now the bias is to the sell side, so you can either take a sell trade right now, but remember, this is the 100 moving average. So if you want to take a sell trade, it's got to be, a little bit lower than that. But here's the area of confluence. And when I say confluence, I mean all the clues, all the information on a chart that gives a trader, that tells a trader that this is a massive area of support where price could indeed turn around to the upside. So first of all, we have a gray rectangle which I've drawn in as a major support level here. And again, that would be reading this, that would be 7430, 7400. Okay, right there. 7400 is down here, so you've got a round number. This red dashed line, you've got a 200 SMA. You've got this long-term trend line that goes way back. So when you add all these factors in together, yes, I do expect price to come down lower. Price has come down below the 50, below this moving average. So the moving averages are lining up here on the daily chart. So we can expect further downward movement, but then here you can make your decision, and the decision is either wait for a bounce higher, okay, or wait for breakout. Okay, and you can pick your go back to the previous low here at the left. You see that right there? And let me just take a look. So you'd want to take a sell trade if it goes further below 7,400, okay, 7,400, or wait for evidence where price that will show you that price is going to indeed go higher again, okay. And on the Australian USD, you can see here prices already gone past the bottom yellow line, so prices retrace now, and now we're looking for further movement to the downside. The blue, take a look at this indicator down here. The blue line, the RSI, is below the yellow sentiment line, so that supports the evidence and the bias evidence to the downside. Australia, the Australian currency is tied into gold. Here's the gold chart. You can see on the daily, gold has been coming down. Okay, coming down, and this is almost identical to the daily Australian USD. You see, here's the daily Australian, the Australian USD currency, and the gold currency right there. Okay, now we head off to the New Zealand weekly chart, and let me just zoom that in a bit. Okay, it had a huge bearish engulfing candle. Okay, again, it seemed like it had reached the top of its top of the resistance area and bounced down lower. Let me just do one more thing. Okay, this is the weekly chart. So you see there's resistance right there. I've just drawn that in for you. Uh, every time price has gone higher, it's come down lower, higher, lower, higher, lower. And so I believe price here is kind of stuck in a sideways range. Um, and we can either look for breakout to the downside, or price come down lower and then bounce back higher again. And again, remember, that's the theme for my video lesson this week. Will price come down to a respective support or resistance area and bounce off of it to reverse, or will price break through? And again, a lot of that may depend on what happens on Wednesday with the FOMC decision, as well as, and the interesting thing, as well as the New Zealand, the information that comes out of the interest rate decision at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the Toronto area. So that could also influence this currency pair as well. Okay, and let me go down to the daily. Okay, let me just do that. Okay, so you can see here on the daily, price, this was on Friday here, a huge bearish engulfing candle. So I do expect price to come down just a wee bit lower. Again, this is a major area of support right here. Again, we do see confluence, okay? The confluence being the 50 right here. Got these the gray rectangle. We've got this long term trend line. And by the way, this trend line down below, if price breaks down here, price then we'll come down all the way to this area, which is the 100, and then down to here and here. With that's you can see that the 200 SMA and this trend line which I've drawn in. Let me just zoom out to show you where that's coming from. Okay, so you can see that long-term trend line here. This is where we are right now. Okay, now let me just come in a bit again. Okay, there we go. So again, um, I believe that basically price is going sideways, might, maybe short-term bias to the downside. But again, remember this area, this is what you got to look for. Look for a reversal, price to go higher, price to go lower. You may want to watch this very carefully because of the interest rate decision on Wednesday as well as the FOMC. Okay, and now, and again, taking a look here, you can see here it looks like price does want to get down lower, but again, it doesn't have that much lower to go. We're looking again, if anything, right? I mean, right there. So you can see there's the support. So price doesn't, price doesn't have much to go to the downside. Although, take a look down below. The RSI line has not quite yet gotten below the 45, okay, level. And for us to take a sell to the downside, you want to have this to come down lower below the 45 level, as well as take a look at the MACD. MACD histo bars are still above zero. So caution, caution, caution on this one. Okay, I would just wait for price to come down lower, and then again, like I said, if and then if it reaches these, again, going back here, here's the support. You've got a choice. Will price go higher or will price go lower? You'll have time to make a decision later on. Okay, now we get to the US CAD. US CAD, of course, is tied into the oil. And again, on the weekly, you can see we're basically going sideways, just up, down, not really going anywhere. Let's have let's go down to the daily chart. The daily chart obviously shows a pretty good move last week to the upside. Again, this vertical line tells this was the price on the previous Friday. So this is Monday. Tuesday, we had a huge up day. Wednesday, a small up day. Thursday, a small down day, and Friday up again. But it did bounce off quite a bit off the 200. You can see with this red dashed line and this resistance area. So I see price going sideways for this one, sideways until Wednesday, and then we'll have to wait and see what happens on Wednesday. So my short-term bias is to the upside again, just a wee bit, maybe a little bit higher. That's really short-term bias. Again, you can look at the oil charts and see what's going on there, but oil currently is bearish, and that's why the US CAD is higher as well. And of course, remember the big FOMC rate decision on Wednesday, which may influence this pair as well. So let's switch to the see, we've gone well past the entry here. Again, the perfect entry again for those people who are um, using the LEOD charts. Okay, really, there's the entry right there. That would have been a pending buy stop order, and you would be in profit. Okay, and I do expect price to go just a wee bit higher on the short term. Here's the oil. Okay, let's go to the daily. You can see on the daily, we've really had 4 or 5 days to the downside. So Price can still go down a lot further. Right now, it's at a bit of, you see this previous low right here. So we're kind of stuck there right now. But if price breaks this previous low, it's going to come all the way down here and again retest the 200, the simple moving average, which is around the 4150 area. So if price goes down lower, it's going to come down to 4150. And by all means, you guys can also trade the oil if you want. I mean, you don't have to stick to the currency pairs. You can trade oil and gold, which often present some really good opportunities as well. Okay, so now we get to the US Swiss franc. Here's the weekly. On the weekly, let me just come in. We are in a kind of a sideways or triangle, and we're looking for a breakout, I believe. Um, so my bias is to the upside on this one, but the weekly shows that the 50 moving average is just above. However, um, if we go to the daily chart will show us much more clarity, and you can see on Friday we had a huge movement higher. We the 200 SMA, which is this red dash line, it did hold. However, we want to see if price will go a little bit higher and then up to here. And I believe it will. So for short-term trend, this could be a pretty good way to go. And then on Wednesday, if the news is at least half decent for the U.S. currency with the FOMC rate decision, we may see price propel all the way higher to at least come to the previous swing high here. So you never know what's going to happen, but I believe in my short-term bias is to the upside. So if you or you can just take a perhaps a breakout buy trade above the 98.20, which is right above about 4 or 5 pips above the high of this candle. You see that? So right above there, you can take a breakout trade to go higher. Okay. And I just want to quickly take a look at there you go. There's the breakout on the LEOD. So remember, the next resistance area is here. Okay, so you're looking about there. So there's some room to go to the upside. Um, and you breakout trade here to go higher. Okay, so my bias is to the upside. Take a look at the blue RSI line is just poking above the 55 here on the indicator down below, and the MACD bars, take a look. Let me just expand that. MACD bars are above the zero level as well. The two indicators, both giving confirmation that price most likely will go higher. Okay. Finally, we got to the US Japanese, and this one, whether it's making a reversal to the upside or not, I don't really think so. We have been in a long-term major downtrend. Let me just zoom in a bit here. You can see um, the long-term downtrend. It's basically kept below the 21 moving average right here. So price has never really gone above the 21, and I expect price to kind of just go sideways, again waiting for the FOMC rate decision on Wednesday. So more sideways movement on this one. So wait and see. That's what that means. Okay, let me just come down to the daily. Okay, and here's a closer look, but you can clearly see a triangle here. This upper trend line um, basically gives you the line where prices touched here, prices touched here, prices touched here. So obviously prices respected this trend line. Prices also respected this trend line on the downside. So every time prices come here, it's come up, down, up, down, up. So I expect sideways consolidation between the upper and lower trend line. And these are the areas I'm looking for breakouts. So again, this may happen on Wednesday with the rate decision. So price may go higher and break out above the trend line, but that's the area. You see this? Here's the swing high here, right here. Okay, and you can take a buy trade above this area right there, and so that means, let me just take a look if I So we're talking about a buy trade above 104.50. Okay, buy trade above 104.50, or if price comes down to here, a sell trade below 170. 170 to the downside, or this to the upside. However, price may just come back up here to here and then down, right? And if price comes up to here, don't take a buy trade right away, okay? Because price may just reverse. Again, if price breaks the trend line, don't take a sell trade right away because of the support zone here. You gotta wait and see and look for further confirmation. Okay, so this is what I see with all the major pairs. You can see on the LEOD, the US Japanese is clearly sideways, stuck between the two yellow lines, the upper and lower, and not going anywhere. So you're looking for, like I said, a breakout to the upside, okay, or a breakout to the downside below this swing low here, above this swing high here. Okay, so that's what I see. Hopefully this helps you guys. Take care, everyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me. Well, not call me, but email me, and I will be sure to get back to you within a very short space of time. So happy trading. Enjoy the rest of the summer. I think we've got basically one more good solid week left. And take care. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.